Big Boy's neighborhood. Always good to have this man in the neighborhood. The King! T.I. is in the neighborhood. Welcome back, T.I.
What's going on, guys?
The man, you know, we gonna get right to it. There's so much to cover in this 2020, man. And you've been checking in with us in the neighborhood, man. We done talked about COVID, how you holding up, the pandemic and everything. But the first thing I want to talk about, bro, is my first introduction to T.I. was as a fan of T.I.'s music. Not the activist, not the guy. You know what I'm saying? I learned and grew with you on a lot. But my introduction was the artist. And now I want to talk about T.I., the artist, and the work that you put into the Libra. And when you break down the Libra, bro, why was it so important to title the album The Libra?
Well, that was really just around like timing, marketing, and you know what I mean? The time that I decided to do an album was right around the time I shot the video with Young Thug, which was like, I think back in like late August.
All right, so you've been working and holding on to putting this album together, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when we think of
I've been harboring, hoarding.
Yeah.
I've been hoarding songs. I work in the studio every day and, you know, go through beats, sit down and talk shit, smoke joints, and you know, surround myself with people who have, you know, alternate perspectives than my own. And those conversations lend themselves to thoughts, and you add that to a dope ass beat that's being played, and then I walk in the booth and then shit happens. You know what I mean? And as that shit continues to happen,
it happened repeatedly.
Yeah, it definitely does. And people who pull up on me, you know what I mean, and just arbitrarily, I just play records based on the shit that I've done in the last day or two, and they were like, "Yo, when that shit come out?" I was just, you know,
hey man,
recording.
Why the strong title, The Legend Is Back, running Atlanta? That seemed like that was low-hanging fruit for a Libra as well, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it took us all these years and all these albums to get this one.
Man, the timing in which I decided to do an album, and I just made my mind up, okay, we're going to put these songs together, we're going to put it out. That was right around mid to late August. And then from there, I knew I had a 40th birthday party. Like I had, you know, we were planning for my 40th. People keep calling me, yo, you gonna do a party? You gonna do a party? I'm like, I don't really care. So I felt that they should both kind of like, the celebrations should be cohesive. I wanted to celebrate my 40th birthday, celebrate the release of the album all in one. So that means the title should be something that coincides. And the thing that made the most sense to me was the Libra, because I wanted to drop the album in Libra season. Really, the plan was to put it out on my birthday, because my birthday fell on 9/25, but I ain't have all my shit together by then. So, you know what I mean? I gave y'all a video on 9/25, or some I gave you. And then, you know, this is the album. It's dropping tonight, as a matter of fact.
Hey, man, when I first saw the title, I was like, for one, you fall in love with the title, because there's just some people, man, that T.I., it's crazy with our genre, what we try to do with our genre sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We're fickle, you know, when the new one's out, when is the next one coming? You know, you know, we kill our own. You know, I remember Exhibit told us, man, he said hip hop eats its own. And I was man, that's so true. Why did you make sure that you came with a fully extended, loaded clip for the Libra when it comes to what you're doing and picking and choosing the collaborations as well?
Well, the track listing, man, listen, my team, they fought me tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? Just based on the analytics that come from how the industry is working right now today. It stress upon me the fact of people's attention spans being shorter, and you know, motherfuckers kind of like wasting material, making like, you know, 16, 17, 18 song albums. And I was like, yeah, well, fuck all that. I
hear what you're saying, but
I mean, I just feel like, you know, when you listen to an album, I'm from the era, and I'm sure you are too. I'm from the era. We're from the era where you listen to a project from top to bottom, and whether or not you can actually stand to continue to listen to it top to bottom is what constitutes a classic. You know what I mean? That's what constitutes this shit is of stellar quality. And in order to do that, it's more than just the music. I could have put 12 songs on here and, you know, just have them run into each other and shit like that. But that would not tell a story. That wouldn't take you on the ride that I hope to take you on whenever you put in a T.I. project. That's the same way with the Dime Trap. I had Dave Chappelle on the Dime Trap, kind of tying songs in together, lacing it. And I spent time figuring out how to make shit cohesive, how to make it all work together, how to make this song make sense coming after that song, as far as the messaging, the perspective, and the vibe of the music. Aesthetically, I spend a lot of time in, you know what I'm saying, making sure that the shit is properly presented.
ATI, and we don't get people, you know, and not nothing to anyone that's working hard on their material, but we don't get people that's that intricate, or we don't get people that's paying that much attention. You know what I'm saying? And when I did get the album, and when you sent it to me, that's why I text you back. I saw the track list and I looked at it, I saw how many tracks. I just hit you back with all shit. You know what I'm saying? And I rode to it on my way to work. Then when I got little breaks, I started like, I'm fresh on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing about it, bro, is, yeah.
Look at it. It's a full day, man. If you wake up and you got shit to do throughout the day, running errands, you're going to be in the car, in and out the car, either at the office, sitting down for a period of time. It's a full day. You can wake up, leave your house, start it off at number one. By the time you get where you're going, you'll probably be done heard 2-3 songs. Then goddamn, you go somewhere else, you'll get through 2-3-4 songs. By the time you make it back home for the day, you'll be done got through at least 3/4 of the album, if not the whole album. And you'll understand, like, it's really like listening to 3 projects in one. The first one is the trap music section that is introduced by comedian Miss Pat, who is a phenomenal talent. If ain't nobody heard of Miss Pat, you need to get to your Google, and you are a Google away from the laugh of a lifetime. She incredibly genuine, sincere. She passionate of the culture, and ain't got no filter on the shit she's saying. If you listen throughout the album, you'll hear it. So she introduces like the trap music, the gutter core fan base of T.I. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she introduces that section. From there, it's about 5-6 songs in that section. From there, my homegirl Rhapsody, I just hit her a cold call. Like, hey, yo, if you were to do some spoken word about me, what would it sound like? And so she asked me a couple questions about the project, what the name of it was, and what I, you know what I mean, what I felt like it meant. And then I sent her a few songs, and overnight, she created the interlude. It's called Air and Water. It's the Air and Water interlude, which introduces us to like a real like hip hop lyricist, kind of swagger like us, bring them out kind of a vibe. So you got that section there. And it's dope ass shit in that section. Like, you know, that's the section of the album that Family Connect is on with my son Demani, produced by my other son, Messiah. And like incredibly proud of that moment. You know what I mean? It also has songs like,
hey man, with so many people that you do have on the album, what was that connection and what made having your sons a part of this album? You know what I'm saying? Like, what made that even more special?
I wasn't planning on it, bro. Like, to be honest with you, that song came about. We were just in the studio vibing. I think my oldest son, Messiah, was playing beats. And me and Demani was kind of like telling him, yeah, that shit dope. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Work some more on that one. We need to go back to the drawing board. That was this dope. And then I think I left and went to go do something. I came back and Demani had did a verse to this. So I think he did the record. Like, you know, I think he had did the record because he know when I hear some shit I like, I'm going to go in there and do it. And then, you know what I'm saying, it's mine. You know?
Right.
So
and you ain't getting paid for it.
Well, you know, I pay him.
Yeah. Hello.
Nominally.
Right. Hey, man, look that up for me. Nominally. Look that up for me. You know, you ain't hear me like word about 6 of them already. I just been like, Hey man, but let me tell you, this is T.I., and this was going to be my introduction. Righteous, humble, arrogant, oxymoron, anomaly, egotistical, activist, master solutions strategist. When you put that just in word and rhymes, I was like, this dude, like, for one, you did this album. This is another album, T.I., that I felt like, man, you didn't relax on your pen. You didn't get lazy. There are no collabs that you say, oh man, they showed him his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it was an album, and this is just my riding to it only once, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And not even picking my favorites, or because what I do is I listen to albums, man, and I rewind. I listen to verses. Sometimes I get stuck on one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy lyrics, and the one thing that I did catch off listening to the album is it's a life album too. You know, like you say, okay, there's the trap section, but it's also, there's sometimes when we do want to turn up. There's sometimes we want to turn down. There's sometimes we want to high five. Other times we want to put our fist up. Sometimes we want to peel the layers off of us and show that we're vulnerable. And other times we want to look always like kings. You know what I'm saying? And I think on this album, I saw that. You know what I'm saying? And not that there's growth, because I've been rocking with your albums. But are you in a position, T.I., when you do an album like the Libra, do you listen to any of the clutter, and do you put yourself in a battle with T.I. because you have such an extensive library?
What kind of clutter?
You know how when you listen to people say, all right, it's too many songs on the album. You know, why is such and such not on there? You know, like there's just so much like we used to be 5 mics in the source. Maybe Billboard wrote about something. Now everybody is a critic. Do you go into recording thinking that everybody is a critic?
Oh, I don't give a fuck about what people have to say.
I'm glad you said that.
I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck, because, you know what I'm saying, their opinion is based on their limited experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even know that they need this. I'm creating the shit and giving them the shit they don't even know they need yet. You dig? So the tail will never wag the dog.
Yeah, I hear you.
I came in the motherfucker to set an example. I came in the motherfucker to show you what to and sometimes what not to do. You know what I mean? Right. I'm not gonna give the most consideration to people with the least amount of information. It just ain't me. It just ain't me. Your opinion that you making is based on you living your life, and is coming from, you know, where you stand and your position in the world. It may not be as diverse as mine. It may not be as evolved as mine. It may not be as aware as mine. So you need this so you can understand where I'm coming from.
I think T.I.
I can't wait on you. I can't wait on you to catch up to me. Right. I can't move forward looking behind me. If you ain't with me, stay your ass back there. I'm pushing.
I think sometimes, man,
whoever want to come on.
We get the most criticism out of the people that don't listen. You know what I'm saying? It'll be somebody like, oh man, the album's whack. Like, dude, the album hasn't came out yet. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I was asking the question. Like, do you go in with that thinking, like, man, you know, the people pleaser, the this, and you know?
I assume everybody hate. I just assume everybody hate, man. I just automatically assume. Like I say that on another part on the intro. You know what I mean? Post-traumatic stress from getting at me, paranoia. I think everybody gunning at me. I do. I just do. I just feel like when I walk into a room, either a motherfucker looking at me because they want to take my position, or they don't like. A lot of times people, it ain't got shit to do with what you have. They can recognize the silent power in your purpose, and they intimidated by that. You know what I mean? You ain't got to say a word. You just walk in, and then the whole room is seeing like attention shift to you. At least it happened like that for me.
Yeah. And, me too.
Yeah, sure. And and you just get like one motherfucker, you just feel that energy like, the fuck this nigga think he is. I just expect that. And when I see it, the fact that I understand it now, I'm like, oh, that's a little dick energy. That's a motherfucker with a little dick who feel like a bigger dick done walked in the room, and now he just in his own mind, he has disappeared. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, T.I.,
like Homer walking back into the bushes.
When you come in, do you get that feeling from me? Like when you come in, like, man, like, oh man, I know Big is already thinking something, because I do think that way about you. Where I'm just like, you know.
If you don't want me to answer honestly, don't ask me that, because we got the camera rolling. I'm sure you got people around you.
Yeah. I'll call you later. Now, what do you feel about the Virgo, man? Victory is really going on. That was a project that I was talking about years ago with the Virgo, when I was talking about, you know, the victory is really going on. That's why when I saw the Libra, I was like, man, T.I. pays more attention to me, you know, and maybe at the time you weren't, like how you say, you weren't ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
But you wrote it down.
But you did catch up. And now I see with the Libra, I see what kind of influence I have upon you. So that's always good. Thank you.
See, but Virgo, I have a better acronym for you, for Virgo.
I don't think I want to hear it, T.I. I don't know if I really want to hear it, but go ahead.
Viagra isn't ready. Getting other options.
Viagra isn't ready. Get other options.
Wow.
Yeah.
So get other options. So I'm Virgo.
Yeah, but the second O is the period. See?
There it is, hey. Hey man, you too quick and too slick, brother. Too quick and too slick. Man, I wish you nothing but success on the album, man. And I'm telling you, I can't wait till everybody kind of get it in their hands, bro. And you always been a person, bro, that you've put a lot into your music. You put a lot into letting us see the perfections and the imperfections. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we see this from what I'm looking at now in the body of work, but also, bro, where you're not just a shut up and rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really look at T.I. also as the leader. We look at T.I. as our voice. We could trust T.I. And when you do go to our table, or when you go to someone else's table, we know that you sitting at the table and you representing us. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Why do you continue to not shut up and rap when that seemed like, okay, that's easy, that's low-hanging fruit for me? Because everybody doesn't like possibly when you speak out. But why do you speak?
Because can't nobody tell me what to and not to say. I mean, like, I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to move based on the things that my spirit tell me are important. You know, the things that my spirit tells me that is important, that's how I move. I can't move on what you think is important or what you want to see me do. Or hopefully, the things I say align with what you would like to hear me say. Hopefully. If not, if it don't apply, let it fly. You know what I mean? Come back another time. Maybe I have something better that's more suitable for you. But if this particular message ain't for you, then get the fuck out the way and let the motherfucker in who can actually relate to it, you know? And I think that my career, and throughout my career, I feel like I have been prepared. Like, I've been conditioned. Like, when I lost my motherfucking Chevrolet deal, when I caught my gun case, or when I lost my Remy Martin deal for going back to prison and violating my probation, or lost my Axe body spray deal. I lost all this shit, which taught me I don't really need it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if that's, if you only want to be around me when I'm perfect, this relationship ain't really for me, for real. So now the only things I endorse and represent is the shit that I own. You see what I'm saying? And they can't find me.
Right. It'd be hard. Like, hey man, T.I. is no longer with Bankhead Seafood, man. Like, what do you mean? It's his company.
Expeditiously can't fire me. So I built my own brand because I saw that other corporations only want around when it only benefits them. When you at your hottest point and everybody is looking at you, loving you, they want you. They can't wait. It's a bidding war. Everybody, no, come here, be with us. No, come here, be with us. We love you. We love you. But then, if you motherfucking fuck around and catch a drug charge, or you know, or just expose a less presentable part of yourself, a more nefarious part of yourself, then they want to back up from you. They want to back up. Well, wait a minute. You're not gonna take into consideration all of the good shit that I brought to the table during this relationship.
What do you
want to take the bad shit and walk with it?
What do you feel about
that kind of relationship?
What do you feel about this whole cancel culture, though? I mean, man, this thing is rampant.
You can't cancel what you didn't create. I don't. As far as it's concerned with me, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I really don't give a fuck, bro. If you live for the cheers, you will die by the booze.
Yes, sir.
I don't give a fuck. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. That's a book that I've been thumbing through. I ain't even read all the way through the motherfucker. I hit the motherfucker. I open that motherfucker, and I always feel like it's speaking to me. Yeah, fuck them people.
Hey, T.I.,
they don't know me.
Let me ask you one more question, being that we're like 21 minutes in. Do you want this interview to actually run on radio as well? I thought he was gonna say, I don't give a fuck.
I'm writing down all the curse words.
You know, Louis over here logging curse words. He's just like, oh my God. I just saw him grab another pen. He grabbed another pen like, man, that one was out of ink. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm gonna call this interview the T.I. bleeps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the one I'm gonna put on my OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like the exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Hey man, speaking of OnlyFans, Queen Tiny.
Your shit called OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you joined?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, but let me tell you what's crazy about that, man. Buying it really, I was really thinking about, like, you know, because OnlyFans was kind of like, all right, it was adults, it was this, it was craziness. But now we're starting to see people where it's like, man, we're in a pandemic. People putting content over there, people doing certain things on their OnlyFans. I know that they talked to Queen Tiny and she said, you know, they asked her about OnlyFans.
Goddamn self. She wasn't talking about me. She must have been talking about her goddamn self.
You wouldn't do.
She ain't finna pimp me out.
You wouldn't do no T.I. OnlyFans?
Hell no, man. Yeah, hell no. For what?
Man,
for what?
I'm gonna hold on to this, and one day you're gonna come back and you were like, "Big, delete that."
A guarantee. You gotta give me a guarantee. I need a $50 million guarantee. You need to give me mine up front.
Man, I do mine right now for $570. You know what I'm saying?
I give you $575 to not do.
but we seeing where it's like behind the scenes footage. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, expeditiously. Like you wouldn't think about.
Guess what? Well, maybe because the imagery and it's already been presented in one way.
Right.
So that's the way I'm envisioning it.
Right.
You know I mean? All the motherfuckers who I know getting money off of that shit showing dick and pussy. And I know that degree, I probably don't want to hear that.
Right.
So there's a beep and a beat. So
yeah. But they'll figure it out.
Nah, but I think that genitalia is the only thing I've seen that's really generating the kind of income that it would take for me to be interested. Now, if you could show me an example of where, it was just normal content, it actually generated the kind of income that would interest me, then we may have a different discussion.
No, I hear you. Because at one point, T.I. Facebook was just like the college, connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we're going to interlink all these colleges, and that was what it was. And now everybody's on Facebook. So I was just thinking, man, we probably may see the same thing with OnlyFans, where we'll start to see it kind of, dilute some of the craziness. And then, so I'm not going to join.
Dilute the craziness. It can't, because that's what a lion's share of their income is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lion's share. I mean, like, if you bringing in, let's call it $75 million a year, showing lewd, vulgar activities on your platform, but it's $70 million, $75 million. No, excuse me, not a year, a month. $75 million a month. Showing, people little zooms and wham. You mean to tell me you gonna cut into that $75 million for a potential 25 more?
Hey man, real talk. I'm gonna tell you straight up, because we've known each other for calendars. I'm still hurt off of when you said mine would be OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
All righty. So how do you feel? We're at 2020. You know, it's a election year. Now, how do you feel about 2020, bro? Like, we get people, T.I., that say, my vote doesn't count. And I know that you've been vocal about where we are with this election that's coming up, bro.
Yeah. I think anybody who feel like their vote don't count, they're a damn fool because, I mean, not that I just trust in the altruism of the government, but I just know that anytime someone is going to cheat you, or if they go do what they want to do regardless, they wouldn't stop you from voting.
Right.
There would be no voter suppression. They would not be trying to put systems in place and practicing protocols and procedures that deter you or divert you from voting. Obviously, they want to stop you from doing it because it interferes with whatever their agenda is. Yeah. Obviously, they can't push forward with their agenda if we go vote. Obviously. Of course, they can do other underhanded, dastardly, diabolical things, but voting, I believe, is the snag. I don't know what it is. It got to be some kind of loophole in the Constitution or something. There's something in that shit somewhere that, you know, because they would have been saying, you know what, fuck this vote shit. We're going to do this shit how we want to do it. They would have been did that if that was the case. And they can only steal it from us.
Hey, man, we just recently seen Ice Cube, where he put himself, people, they're on the cancel culture because people say, oh, Cube is a Trump supporter. And with the contract with Black America, Cube has been pushing this agenda where I'm on with them. I'm on board. I know Cube has always been a stand-up fella.
He came on Expeditiously. Yeah, he came on Expeditiously and spoke about it. I'm with it too.
Yeah, so when we get with the contract, and then now where you see a tweet that goes up that says, oh, you know, thank you to Ice Cube for having an open mind, paraphrasing from, you know, if you can find it and read it to me.
That's the kind of shit they do.
Yeah, man, you see it. You see it. And
that's
now
the kind of shit they do.
And now people are turning their attention towards Cube even worse than what they were turning towards any political party. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out, man. Check this out. This is the thing I want to point out. There's a couple. It's three things. First one. We got to give Cube the benefit of his reputation. Okay? If we ain't never caught Cube out there in no bullshit, shucking and jiving and, you know what I'm saying, on no sucker shit before, we can't assume that he on no sucker shit now. You can't do that, right? You got to give him the benefit of his reputation, all right? If he been silent, then I'm going to assume that he is silent, okay? Now, secondly, you got to understand the enemy. You got to understand what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with. They call for me. Old Polo the Don.
Yeah.
Old buddy of mine, long time friend and constituent. He hit me and he say, hey man, Donald Trump and them people, man, they call me, they want to see you. They want to meet with you. They coming to Atlanta, they want you to come meet with them. Right? Going to meet with them people? Well, what we got to talk about? Like, what is that to talk about? Nah, man, he really want to do shit for the black people. And he want the leaders and the people who can speak for the community to be there. I say, look, I'm not, only way I'm gonna talk to him is if he come on Expeditiously so everybody can hear what we saying. I'm not, he's not gonna get me in no room and let him tell the story the way he wanted to be told. I ain't going for that. I seen what he did to Steve Harvey. I seen what he did to Jim Brown. I seen what he did to Ray Lewis. You know what I mean? I done seen this before. I seen what he did to Martin Luther King III. They went in there thinking it was one thing, and he used it to push his agenda. I done seen that happen. I ain't going for it. Only thing I can do is I can invite him to Expeditiously. We can sit down and we can have a conversation. And the first thing I'm gonna come off with is, man, what's up with this fuck shit with you and my people? And that's that. Whatever they want to do after that, wherever that take us. But if you say the word nigga, I'm gonna have to slap the shit out of them. They're gonna probably
man.
So just understand that. That's where I'm at with it. And then my phone just stopped ringing. They, for some reason they declined. But all the black people who dealing with him got to understand that's his agenda. That's what he want to do. Whether even if you have the most sincere and the most genuine intention, I just want to go and see if he's really serious about what he says when he says he wants to help the community. Yes, that's what you want to do. All right. Your wants, wishes, and intentions ain't the only ones you have to consider. You got to think, that man want the black vote. The black vote gonna decide this election. So he know he done already sided with white supremacy. Stand by. He done already sided with white supremacy. So he either gonna have to pay for it, manipulate the circumstances to make it look like that. The Democrats came back and said, we ain't got shit to talk about till after the election, which means I got this shit in the bag. I don't need to make you no promises. I don't need to talk to you or sit down and make no considerations for you guys. I don't need that. I'm going to get it anyway. And if I get it and I still feel like talking, once I get in there, if I still feel like talking about it, then we'll talk. Ain't shit to talk about now. That's what the Democrats said. The Republicans said, you know what? We see what you wrote. We're interested in it. We're gonna implement it into some plans that we already had. The Republicans reached back out to, they were interested. Now, what's the genuine notion of their interest? I don't know.
Yeah.
But still, they reached out like, shit, let's see what we can get done. If the Democrats would have reached out like, shit, let's see what we can get done, instead of saying, nah, man, let's off the table until after the election. Like, for real, that's dismissive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real, you kind of like, man, I care about this shit you're talking. I care about this shit you're talking right now, man. I'm going to come back after the election and talk to you. So I don't think that ain't Q's fault that the Republicans is the ones that reached out and wanted to goddamn actually figure out how to make progress. That's not Q's fault.
Do you think Kanye West's presidential run is real?
Real? I think he really want to be president for real. Yeah, I do. But I also think that other people are using that against him and us. I think that, I don't know now whether or not he's involved with the shenanigans. I don't know. I don't want to put that on him because I don't know. But I do truly feel that the Republicans are using him to kind of take away Democratic votes. Again, the black vote is going to decide this election. So if he can't get all the black votes, the next thing he could do is keep the Democrats from getting all the black votes. How do you do that? You throw a nigga in the middle who you feel like all the niggas gonna vote for, and that takes away votes from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So I do feel that that is a strategic play that's being made. Yes, I do. Whether or not it's gonna work, whether or not he's involved, I don't know. But just me being a chess player, you know what I'm saying? I see the move. I can see the table.
Hey, T.I., with you being in Georgia, and I don't know what the laws are out there, can T.I. vote? Or you? Oh, hello.
Yep, I voted every time.
So you vote and you send us to the polling places as well.
Yeah. I voted for the first seat in Georgia. Georgia's a state where as long as you serve your debt to society, you ain't on parole, probation, or in prison. Even if you caught a case, if you have been charged, if you caught a case, went to jail, made bond, and waiting on your trial, you still can vote. As long as you ain't entered into no plea yet. It don't matter what the fuck going on. As long as you have not been sentenced.
And you know that's crazy because a lot of people, T.I., in different states, they don't understand what those rights are. I had Dog in the neighborhood, and when Snoop told me that this is the first time he's going to vote in his life, he said, I just thought that my record prohibited me from voting. And he just found out that it doesn't, so on and so forth. So he's been extremely vocal, but that struck me as like, damn, I thought Dog voted. And also when Shaq came and said, this is the first time, with Shaq being a police officer, with Shaq
ain't got no felonies. Why he ain't vote?
Dude, and Shaq is right. I thought, man, that was more surprising than Snoop. Snoop, I just thought, okay, I understood his reasoning. But with Shaq, I was like, okay, but he's coming aboard. But Shaq has always been so into the community, so involved. And, you know, that's also show you too, T.I., that some people just didn't or don't believe in it. They say, you know what, I'm going to do what I have to do, and I don't believe in that. But we're in a position.
They should complain about it then.
Right.
Just don't complain. Shut the fuck up. Enjoy your oppression. Shut up and suffer in silence. Don't like bring your agony on to the rest of us who actually are trying to, you know, push forward and create some real, some tangible change. Cause you ever look, okay, let's just say, right? Let's say if your car ran out of gas, right? And it's you, and 3 of your homeboys. But one of your homeboys got like a broke leg or a broke arm, he can't push, right? Mm-hmm. So you and your other homeboy, the one that got to get out and push. And the one with the broke leg, he just in there like steering, right? What if he in there while y'all pushing, he just like, oh man, this is terrible, man. It's so hot. I don't want to be in here, man. I mean, golly, when is it over? We there yet? Hey man, shut up. We actually working here.
Yeah.
We don't need you to be complaining to take our mind off of whatever we using to take our mind off of the work we doing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how I feel about motherfuckers who don't vote. If you don't vote, just shut up.
Man.
Ooh.
ATI, with your influence that you do have and people listen to you, I know you had a conversation, or I felt you had a conversation with Tory Lanez, you know, and you did kind of speak out, so I'm not saying anything, hopefully I'm not asking anything crazy, but have you had any dialogue with Tory or Megan recently?
All right, so look, I ain't spoke to him no more since I spoke to him and I spoke on it. But I don't really have nothing else to say in that matter. I don't think it's nothing else, like I ain't in it. It ain't got shit to do with me. I have spoke with Megan. I've sat with her. We was in the studio, me, her, and Thug and Gunna. You know what I'm saying? But that's just on some chill shit. You know, it wasn't really on no. So how you feeling? What's going on?
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just she was just one of the guys in there, kick back, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit and so on and so forth. So we had a conversation then. It wasn't about this.
Right.
But I ain't got nothing to say, you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with me. I feel like our black women should be protected at all costs. I do feel like that. I feel like that. I don't know the intricacies of this situation. I really don't.
All right,
but I do feel like our black women should be protected at all costs.
When you do find out more, or when you're ready to speak about it, can you speak with me?
Why?
Just because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no
just
reason.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, like for real, man. Like, to be honest with you, I want to stay out this shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's too many unknowns, and I don't want to just be goddamn throwing my opinion around, you know, because I feel like that's what I did the first time what made him call me. So I really was just throwing my opinion around based off the shit that I knew, right? I was like, oh man, how you shoot a girl in a bikini? That's fucked up. Da, 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 da. And so then he hit me, and he was like, bro, it didn't happen like that. I was like, well, what the fuck happened? Mm-hmm. And he said, and I can't say it, but just know it wasn't like that. I said, well, you need to say something.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the rest, then all that other stuff started happening, and I ain't got shit to do with it, man. All I know is black women need to be protected at all costs. That's all I know. That's all I got to say.
T.I. in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood. 3, 2, 1. Big Boy's neighborhood, T.I. in the neighborhood, the Libra. Don't forget to pick up mine as well, the Virgo, ladies and gentlemen. The legend is back running Atlanta. And I'm going to tell you straight up, man, we clown. We have a great time, bro. You've been with me in my career, and I've been with you in yours for so much, man. And it's just so great, brother, to see you continue to create, continue to move forward. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, bro, I enjoy when we have these moments together. And
likewise.
And even with the album as well, man, like just knowing how great you still are on your craft. When as a genre, we try to push people out the game, and you know what I'm saying? Right. So thank you for another great body of music. Thank you for not half-stepping on us. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
And you give us so much on outside the booth. So thank you for getting back in the booth, man, and delivering the Libra for us, bro. Real talk.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I want to shout out everybody who contributed, you know what I'm saying, to this album becoming possible, man. Snoop came and rocked with me, Jadakiss, Benny the Butcher, Tokyo Jets, Damani, Messiah, Deja. You got Mozzie, 42 Doug, 21 Savage, Thug, Lil Baby, John Legend, Killer Mike, Tamika Mallory, Eric Bellinger, Conway, damn, London J, Ernestine, Rhapsody, Miss Pat, man, so many people, man. Hitmaker, Mars, Mike and Keys.
And don't forget, T.I.'s on there too.
Yeah. He all right.
Well, you said it, I thought it. You know what I'm saying? It's just so hard to skip through your verses sometimes. You know, I'm like, oh man, like, you know. But no, brother, I
really do appreciate it, bro. I appreciate the fact that, you know, I could still move and groove out here, man, and offer a submission to be the soundtrack of people's lives.
Yeah, man.
That's what we doing when we making music. We offering them something that'll get them through their tough times and that will make their celebrations memorable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy to be a considerable submission for that. That shit.
Hey, T.I., were you ever kind of done with it where it's just all this stuff that don't
every day? Every day I'm done with it. But I'm not done with making music. I'm done with the business of music.
Yeah.
The process, all the bullshit you got to navigate through in order to release an album, the politics of it. I am tired of watching white people try to tell us what's suitable or what's acceptable for our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like being in them big meetings at record labels, and I'm telling them, yeah, this is the record I want to go with. And no, that ain't it. That ain't what. How you know? How is you gonna tell me what's it? I remember having a conversation. I was having a conversation where I kind of earlier on live, as a matter of fact, because I'm doing a Libra stimulus package. Where I'm giving out $1,200 a day. To the people who call in and vote on or who go to allhiphop.com/TI and vote on their favorite songs off of each 10 of my album. Tomorrow is the 10th day. And it leads it right into, you know what I mean, the release of the Libra. But today we took votes on people's favorite songs off the album Paperwork. And with 50% of the votes, 51% of the votes about the money, fan favorite, right? So I told the story of when I was, you know, it was my first album at Columbia. My first album away from Atlantic. When I left Atlantic, and so now I'm releasing another album, and it's my first album that I've released without Atlantic, right? And so I'm walking in, I'm a new face in a new building, surrounded by a bunch of talented and accomplished executives and people who pushed hit records before. But the one thing that we all knew about Columbia is they don't know Black music. They don't really do urban. They don't do that. They don't do that well. And you know what I'm saying? I was thinking, well, if they have the appetite, if they want to do it well, I could show them how to do it. So that was my mentality. And along with Pharrell, who executive produced that album, Pharrell telling me, man, I'm telling you, I got him. I got it. I done worked through it from the top down. And I actually met with them at Pharrell's wedding. When Pharrell got married, I went to Pharrell's wedding, and that's when I was making my decision on, you know, what label I was going to. And at his wedding, he pulled me to the side with, you know what I'm saying, the president and the, you know what I'm saying, the head honchos at Columbia. And we in a huddle, and they're like, Tip, we promise you, we know where we've gone wrong before, and this is a priority for us. We really want you here. I say, all right, cool, bet, let's roll. So we do it, and we get to a point where we're picking the single. So I'd already put out About the Money. About the Money was going crazy. It had the same kind of urgency and first listen reaction as Ring does. And I just knew what that was. I know what that feel like based off historically. Songs like What You Know, songs like You Don't Know Me, songs like 24. I knew what that feeling was and what it meant. I knew all you had to do was believe in it and invest in it, and it's gonna fall back on you. So we had that record, and we also had No Mediocre, which featured Iggy. And Iggy on fire, you hear me? International superstar, multi-platinum, everything, and you know, the head white bitch in charge. You understand? So they see that, right? They see a pop look. They see the ability to, you know, go pop, international, all of that. And they spend a bunch of money. And I'm saying, hey, About the Money is the song. And they like, you know, it's doing good. It's all right. You know, basically, I'm like, bro, this is it. They were calling urban stations, asking them to not play About the Money.
Damn.
And to play No Mediocre. Now, of course, I'm like, hey, that's not the move. At the same time, they both my songs, so I'm like, all right.
Right.
You know what I mean? They say, Tip, I'm telling you, we're gonna take this song number one. Yeah, you better.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah.
And to their defense, they did take No Mediocre to number one rhythmic. They did. But I just really feel like if we would have really stayed with About the Money and believed in it and pushed it like it was supposed to be pushed, it could have went number one all format.
And when you ask your base, that's the one that came back, huh?
Yeah, that's what came back. 51% of the votes. That was the favorite song off the album. You know what I mean? But hearing, you know, those how can I say, those accomplished executive white people tell me service for base, how to service my fans. I just like, man, I'm through with this shit. I can't do it.
Is it different with Grand Hustle?
Let a motherfucker tell me what to do.
It's got to be different with Grand Hustle Empire, though.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know what I mean? Like, for real, to be honest with you, I just turned my album in yesterday.
Oh, okay. So they wasn't all the cooks
in
the kitchen.
Yeah, I was like, hey, listen, they gave me real dates. Well, if you want to be an option, we have to have it by this date. And then I was like, okay, well, when I turn it in to you, can I change stuff? I was like, yeah, well, okay, you can switch it out if you need to. If it's an emergency, you know, we can do this, that, and the other for this and this. And you know, that's the kind of transparency that I didn't get at a major label.
Hey, man, that's a lot of tuition into the School of Experience, bro. A lot of tuition, man. But we gonna move on it, bro. It's that time. It's king time. All right, brother.
What I'm saying.
Easy call. Thank you for always joining us in the neighborhood, King. We appreciate you, my brother.
Love and respect, man. I appreciate you.
I love you. I don't know about the respect coming from your end because you done said some foul shit during this interview. I question your love and your respect, man, but especially your respect. You know, I think you love to talk shit.
What I want you to do is I want you to come to Atlanta, come to the Trap Music Museum. I want you to give you a full tour. I'm going to make sure they done just mop the floors. As soon as we walk in with you, we ain't going to have no sign of nothing. It's going to be a great time. You go trip.
All right. Hey, man, why was I so, I was like, okay, where is this going?
Yeah, where's it going?
You know what I'm saying? Where is this going? And I'm going to tell you straight up, I would take you up on that. I got to let you go right now because how many words do we have that we got to study in the dictionary?
About 89 of them.
So there's 89 words that we just nodded our head to that we didn't know the definition of.
Nefarious.
That's good.
Yeah, nefarious. Hey, man, you was really into it, man. You said something like nefarious, but you was deep in your conversation. So I wasn't going to clown, but I just looked over at Louis like, nefarious, write that shit down. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is. Hey, man, fuck it. I gotta let you go.
Nefarious is like villainous, like diabolical.
Yeah, diabolical,
you know,
villainous.
Infamous.
Criminal.
Yeah, tyrannical ruler.
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know how we get down, bro. Sometimes we just get in text and we just send each other big ass words, you know, text. Hey, man, you called me one time on a text, right? And we were going back and forth. And then you hit me with something, but we was talking shit. And you hit me with something. And then I was delayed on my reply. And you said you went to go look that word up. and I went to look that word up. like for real. I'm like at the crib.
You know, you can tell
Oh, man.
when you've been texting back and forth.
Yeah, because we were playing tennis. You know,
back and forth, and then all of a sudden one time, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm like, where you go?
Hey, dude, but no, we were definitely playing tennis on text. Then he hit me with something, and he was like, I was like, man. But I was quick on Google, and he was like, yeah, you went to go look that word up. Huh? I was like, I didn't even come back and give it to the community. I didn't even come back like, yeah, you got me. I was like, nah. All right, then, brother. We appreciate you. Love you, T.I.
All right, man, love. Look, I'm going to tell you one more thing.
Please do.
There will be an announcement in regards to Expeditiously very soon.
Man.
And I could be very close.
Go get it, bro.
And your job could be on the line. So.
My job has been on the line my whole career, bro. Like your rap career been on the line. And you know how, but you know how to fight them off. You know what I'm saying? You know how to fight them off. So I'm ready for all the smoke and all the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like
I like that about you.
Easy call. They've been gunning for you. They've been gunning for me, brother. That's why we still here with no expiration date.
Man, love and respect again.
God damn it, now he getting in. We got Fat Joe fucking with us, Lil Wayne fucking with us. Like, now T.I., like, man, I wish this pandemic was over. Y'all just go on tour. Like, shit.
Get on the road, bro.
Yeah, man, damn. And then what's fucked up is y'all come in with Expeditiously and y'all successful. I can't drop an album and fuck with your lane.
Yeah.
But you can go and create.
It wouldn't work, man.
It wouldn't work.
Huh?
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It'd be a bad play. Bad.
Yeah, but you can do Expeditiously, and I know you're about to make an announcement. And when I hear the announcement, then I'm gonna have to come on my show the next day and downplay it and hate on it, and you know what I'm saying? You know how?
No. I think the contract says you have to support it.
I'll leave it there.